Heroes sometimes are found in places you'd never think to look. Did you ever think of a foot surgeon as a hero? Well, my next guest is Dr. Anthony Weinert. He is just that. He's a world-class podiatrist who practices in Troy, Michigan. And apart from dedicating his life to helping people with foot pain during the COVID pandemic, he did something very special for frontline hospital workers. He donated over 2,500 pairs of Crocs for hospital and frontline workers to help them prevent cross-contamination by bringing work shoes home, and also to help them to have comfort during the endless hours on their feet. Dr. Weinert, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Hey, thanks for having me, Dr. Gene. Happy New Year to you.
So tell us about yourself and let our listeners know about you.
Sure. Well, I'm a foot and ankle specialist. I practice here in Troy, Michigan. I was the chief of Department of Podiatric Medicine and Surgery at a big hospital out here at Henry Ford for 8 years. And I love, like I said, educating, teaching. I wrote 3 books. One of the most recent book I wrote is called The Whole Foot Revolution. It's a proven way to reclaim your mind, body, and soul, which is really, it's a book that educates the reader on how your foot is really your foundation to your whole musculoskeletal system, but also your health and wellness.
So what are the secrets to having happy, healthy feet?
Yeah, people don't know that your foot is really, it's a mirror to your body. So just like reflexology, we have like on the bottoms of soles of our feet, we have like reflex points. So you think of it like a remote control where you could just push different areas on the feet, and what it'll do is it helps to reset the body. And like, for instance, with stress, we were just talking about earlier, with a lot of people dealing with it right now with what's going on in the world. Something as simple as going and there's an actual reflex point right on the bottom, which you could just take your second toe and work it all the way down where the ball, sort of like where the fat pad is, right on the mid, sort of the forefoot area. There's a point here. In Chinese medicine, they call it K1 or kidney 1 point, but it's actually the solar plexus in the body. And if you just take your thumb and just hold it there for about 60 seconds to yourself or your loved one, what it does is it helps to relax and reset the nervous system. And those people that have stress or anxiety, or even like some of the children that are colicky, just doing something simple like that. That's just one secret of many that you can do for the feet.
I know I'm on my feet all day long treating patients, and
Yes.
It's difficult for me, but I can't imagine what our doctors and nurses are going through on the front lines during these endless shifts treating COVID patients.
Yeah.
So where did this idea of giving Crocs to these doctors and nurses and health workers come from?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, okay, I was actually just sitting watching television. I was watching all the news about it, and they were talking about PPE for the doctors, most like with the masks and with their eye gear and the face shields and the gowns and gloves and all that. And one thing, being a foot specialist, they talk nothing about the shoes or their feet, because they're exposed. Your shoes are exposed, and I just thought to myself, I wanted to do a little something to help, twofold, to help the healthcare workers and help to protect them. But also I had some colleagues that were saying that they're on their feet a lot. They're working on the front lines, and then they're getting pain in their feet and their back. But the other thing too is a lot of times the actual virus component, the coronavirus of the COVID, it's transmitted by air and also can get on surfaces. And so Crocs, the nice thing I love about Crocs is they're very comfortable for anyone that wears them. They have a cushion to them. They have good arch support, but most importantly, they're easy to disinfect and clean. And it doesn't take long. You can take a Clorox wipe and just wipe them down, whoever the healthcare worker is. And so I just wanted to do something where we could also help them have their shoes, so when they go home or when they're going elsewhere, they're not spreading anything from the hospital environment that can have that and spread it to not only other places but also their homes and their families.
Your generosity with Crocs and this program that you're doing is still ongoing, right?
It is, yeah. Especially here in Michigan, the cases are getting bigger, and the healthcare workers, they're definitely in need of help.
So, what can people do to help you to help others?
I have a nonprofit called Shoe Pantry Plus. They could just go to my website, shoepantryplus.org, O-R-G, and then it goes through what we do and how we help those people in need in the area.
Well, I want to thank you so much for your service to others during these difficult times. And I want to thank you for joining us in Finding the Good Life.
Well, thanks for having me, Dr. Gene. Happy New Year to you.
We'll be back with more of Finding the Good Life after one final break.